and Tina Donajewski. I have questions all written down that were submitted online through an email address. I'm just going to go through them in order. We will switch off who is the first person to answer each question. They'll rotate the microphone, but all three of them will answer every question. And we will start off with, why are you running for the school board, and why do you think you are qualified for this position?
Why am I running for the school board, and why am I qualified for this position? You're kind of taking my speech a little bit, and so I'm going to be really repetitive later. But basically, I'm going to start with why I'm qualified. I taught in Cudahy for 9 years, including, if you include my subbing time. I taught for 7 years total as a regular classroom teacher, and then 2 years of subbing. So I really know the schools inside out, and not just the middle school and the high school where I spent the majority of my time, but I also taught in the elementary. So I'm pretty familiar with like the buildings and what it's like to be a classroom teacher at all those different levels. I live in Cudahy, obviously, or I couldn't run. And I just still am very invested in the outcomes for our students here and for our families here. And I want to make the school board a place where we're available to the public to hear out their concerns, and a place where we are managing the funds responsibly, and that more than anything, we're making it a place for students to receive the best education possible, and that we're really providing quality programming to prepare our students for becoming responsible adults that can be successful in the real world. And that's the majority of the reason why I'm running. I turned it off, so you know.
I don't usually use one of those because I'm a pretty loud guy. I ran for the school board back a number of years ago. The simple fact that I like the community. I put both my kids, myself and my wife, have all been through the district and graduated from the Cudahy school system. I feel it's important to give back to the community. I've lived in Cudahy all my life. I've served on the board, I've served at City Hall. All those things are important, and I guess the advantage of going first is the fact that you can hit all the high spots. Yes, the education of our children is important. How we provide that education is also important. We have to do that in a way that helps them advance and become citizens, and hopefully stay here in Cudahy and give back to the community, as well as help them become adults and grow into the roles that adults have in society. It's important that we give them a good base to work from, and we try to do that not only efficiently, but within the means of the taxpayers of the city. So we are very frugal in what we do.
Hello, I'm Tina Donajewski. Why am I running for school board, and why do I think I'm qualified? I'm running for school board because I believe that the strong school district is key to our economic development, for starters. I believe that we can bring some good quality programming to our classrooms and make our students ready for the outside world, for what I'm seeing as a recruiter, what I'm seeing in the job market as far as technical jobs that a lot of companies are asking for. So I want to make sure, I'd like to be an integral part of that process, making sure that we're looking at different programming, different opportunities to bring learning to our students, whether it be hands-on or classroom or what have you. I've lived in Cudahy for the last 21 years. My daughter is a graduate of the high school. She graduated in 2012. My son is currently an 8th grader, and so I have 4 more years in this district. So I want to make sure that he is getting the most out of his time here, as well as the most for your children as well. So that is basically why I'm here.
Thank you. Question number 2. And this will be Scott will be answering first. Can you share the last 3 to 5 school district events that you personally attended, including approximate dates?
I can't remember what I did yesterday. I'm an old guy. I attended the girls' basketball championship game in Green Bay. I attended the senior recognition, the pep rally at the high school. Those 3 events are the most current that I can think of. So, but I mean, I try to be in the buildings as often as I can. But yeah, those would be the 3 top ones that I would be able to come with right off the top of my head.
Three school events or school district events that I've been to are primarily revolve around my son. So they were football games, band. I've gone to several different band and orchestra concerts, things like that. So those are primarily the events that I've attended in the district. I don't get out to. I haven't been to a play, missed the play, but. That's just because of the scheduling conflicts.
So I have twin 2-month-old sons, so I haven't left my house in about 2 months. I recently returned to work as of yesterday, and the 9 months prior to that, the hormones that occur from having twins are extreme. And so I didn't leave the house very much for that either because my wife was so sick all the time. So I just sound terrible, like I haven't been to anything ever. But back in the day, I attended a lot of events, and I cannot tell you actually of something recent, but that is not for lack of interest. I did watch the state game on TV because I didn't have to leave my house. So, sorry.
This one's for Tina first. If elected or re-elected, what changes will you bring to the school board? What do you hope to implement?
Well, if elected, so then this would be first for me. I can't really say. I need to get up to speed on the school board and things that are going on. The things that I would, that are kind of near and dear to my heart are educational programs, particularly in the tech ed. So I would love to see a lot of those tech ed classes being utilized. I'd like to see some funding for the teachers so that they can participate or have time to utilize these apprenticeship programs that are out there for the students, that they can actually get time to work them and work with the students. Look at alternative ways of learning, like some of the Future City programs, or the Lego League First Robotics type classes. So those kinds of things I would like to see. Like I said, in the tech ed areas. Maybe even helping with students finding jobs in the community, whether it be co-ops or internships, that kind of stuff, as a recruiter.
Okay. Back on. Start my time over here. I would like to see. I think that there's a real sort of outcry in the community to be heard. I think there's been a big movement of parents who really have concerns about some things that they're seeing for their students. And as much as the board is there and available, I don't know that they feel like they're really being heard. And I want to create a space that the community can come forward and have like a dialogue with us. And if that means that we need to spend a couple extra nights at a town hall forum or something like that, then I'm happy to do that. So I think that's one of my biggest motivating factors for this particular term, because I know that there's great teaching happening in the school districts, in our schools. I know that we have really dedicated professionals like doing their best every day, and I just think that if parents had a good outlet to be able to convey the things that they see happening to us, I think that we would be a more responsive school district, because we are not in the classroom every day. Like, we're not there, and our kids aren't, there. Well, your kid is, so you have an inside look, but my kids aren't there yet. So I think it's really important to get that input and be able to implement that.
Okay. The next term for me is going to be kind of the biggest challenge I see right now is getting the referendum additions for safety and security into the buildings. In my last 6 years as a board president, we found it's important for us, I guess, and for people to understand the function of the school board, okay? The school board functions as a policy body, okay? We set policy. I don't pretend to know about education. That's not my career. I have, as board members, we have people that do that, okay? We have systems in place for what I would call chain of command, where if parents have a concern, they start at one point, eventually it gets to the superintendent, and then the superintendent, if people aren't happy with what they're seeing from the superintendent, then they come to the board, and then we address those issues, okay? What people don't understand is you don't walk into a school board meeting and start rapping people or telling us about problems, because we're bound by law to hear both sides of every issue, okay? So if we schedule an issue to be heard, we're looking for input from both sides of that issue. Not just a parent that comes in complaining about this or complaining about that, but we have to hear both sides before we render any type of decision. I'm done.
No, you have 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. 10 seconds? Well, it's a lot of fun. Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, sorry. Crystal.
Sorry. Okay. Are you satisfied with the School District of Cudahy's State of Wisconsin report card? And why do you think our district scored so low?
I mean, seriously, can you really say that you're satisfied with it? I mean, unless you're at an exceeds expectation, then there's always room for improvement, and we are not there. I know that a lot of people will discount this answer, but we really don't always have students that have the supports that really involved parents provide. And that is really a challenge. There's something called a hierarchy of needs, and that hierarchy is food and shelter and love and support, and it goes up from there. But if you don't cover those bottom needs, then those kids are never getting to that top. Kids sitting in math class whose stomach is rumbling, whose stomachs are rumbling, are not focused on the lesson. Their cognition is slowed. So I know that a lot of people who are from this community are very proud of it and don't want to admit that stuff like that's still a concern. But that is a huge obstacle that we are continuing to overcome in our classrooms. And there's a lot of supports that we have in place and that we need to continue to sort of shored up in order to make it easier for our kids to learn. And it's a huge obstacle to overcome when you only have those students from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and that's if they come every day. So there are some things that are outside of our influence, but I think that with high quality programming and with just like really solid supports in place, like we are overcoming that and that we can continue to build on that over time.